Hi guys, Tom Wilmot again for the Zealander Fly Trap Trading System. And this is of course our YouTube channel here. If you're seeing this in a Twitter post, youtube.com, user VineyardFX. Please join us and subscribe if you like these videos. I wanted to come back and touch base on a couple of things I mentioned in my previous post here this morning, August 1st, Monday. After the Friday disappointment from the Bank of Japan and also a miss on the GDP for the U.S. I mentioned at that time that only the U.S. dollar had reached its 127 extension to the downside during the Friday session, and that was in fact true. But I wanted to post so you could see a little bit about the other major pairs with the yen, what was going on here as well. It made me think I should check this out. Here was our high to low on the pound yen. This was the Great British Pound versus the yen. And as you can see, we dropped into the zone behind the zero line Friday afternoon, but it held there firm. It had a rally on Sunday night. It went back up. This is a 30-minute chart just so we could see the full action here. We would trade off probably a lower time frame. But in any event, this showed that we did have a medallion to the upside, and for a period of time we had trend magic pointing upwards with two white lines. I would wait probably until there was a better indication that the trend was going to proceed, but in any event, you can see our multiple moving averages kind of flattened out here and didn't really give us much of an indication of moving higher. Note that in the U.S. session this morning, after the London session, we did go down, after the London session opened, we did go down and test our 127 extension here. Now we may still go on to the 1618, and if we sharpen up our chart, we'll see that that's down here at 133.22. But for the time being, this downward thrust has been satisfied with the 127 touch. So that was an important update on your previous post this morning. And also wanted to show you that, interestingly enough, the euro, the poor old euro, is the strongest of all of these based upon the fact that here's the EURJPY with a 30-minute chart, high to low with the Japanese bank's disappointment, a pullback much as the US dollar into the mid-range bands back up here to the 50% almost, a touch on our 24 EMA. Continuing a downtrend, even though we did have a pop back from that. Now the euro has only ever been able to get back to the zero line. Notice here we never did penetrate and go below down to the 127, which would have been a level of 113.11 on that pair. So now we've moved into consolidation, and we have kind of a mixed bag of things. You can see that the trend magic line has changed from red to white a couple of times, and not much going on here as we wait to see what happens later on with the outpouring of interest in the Japanese stimulus program, as well as any further developments in the euro. So interesting, the euro is the strongest of the three. The pound hit its 127 and then bounced. Let's touch back now and see what happened to our yen pair. Here was still consolidation on the euro, on the US dollar versus the yen. Now, interestingly enough, one other pair I wanted to bring to your attention this morning. Let's see, USDCAD. We've had a continuing drop in the price of oil, and despite the fact that last Friday in this particular area here, right, this was the reaction to the GDP miss in the U.S. session. And we can see that if we go to this is a 1530, which is on my FXCM server, would give us an 8:30 in the morning time frame. Off we went to the races to the downside against the Canadian dollar and the US dollar. Decline with that GDP miss. Now we've crawled back, and on a 30-minute chart we've had our upward facing medallion, and we would probably put our method 2 line right in this range here. Notice we came back, touched, and pushed off of our support, which had previously been resistance. 1, 2, and basically 3 times resistance, now turns into support to the upside. And that maps against a significant decline in the price of oil overnight, back down into the $41 a barrel range. Hope that update helps and gives you some perspective on the major pairs. Have a great trading day.